everyone, welcome to another Chit Chat with Mandi and Caryl. I'm Mandi, the board gaming pinup girl.
And I'm Caryl, also known as Caryl Has No Tan.
So today we're taking a look at the game Azul. I'm excited for this one. But before we get into all that, in case there's a part of the video you just need to get to, check out our timestamps below. So let's check out the gameplay for Azul. Azul brings you a tile-laying artist to embellish the walls of the royal palace of Evora. The object of the game is to be the player with the most points at the end of the game. The game ends after the round in which at least one player has completed a horizontal line of 5 consecutive tiles on her wall. In game setup, each player is given a board with the side with the colored wall face up. Take a scoring marker, and that's placed on the 0 of the score track. Placing the factor displays in a circle around the center of the table, and this is dependent on the number of players. You're going to fill the bag with all of the tiles, about 100. The player who most recently visited Portugal takes the starting marker and then fills each factor display with exactly 4 tiles randomly drawn from the bag. Any unused player boards, scoring markers, and factor displays are returned to the box. The game is played over multiple rounds, each composed of 3 phases: factory offer, wall tiling, and preparing for the next round. On your turn, you must pick tiles in one of the following ways. Either pick all the tiles of the same color from any one factory display, and then remove the remaining tiles from the factory display to the center of the table, or pick all tiles of the same color from the center of the table. If you are the first player in the round to pick tiles from the center of the table, you will also take the starting marker and place it into the leftmost free space on your floor line. Then you will add the tiles you picked to one of the 5 pattern lines on your player board. Place the tiles one by one from right to left. The pattern line already holds tiles. You may only add tiles of the same color to that line. Once all spaces of a pattern line are filled, that line is considered complete. If you have picked more tiles than you can place, they are then placed as excess tiles in your floor line. Wall tiling. So you're basically moving tiles from your completed pattern lines over to your wall. So you go through your pattern lines from top to bottom, moving the rightmost tile of each complete line to the space of the same color in your corresponding line of your wall. Each time you move a tile, you score points immediately. Then remove all the tiles from any pattern lines that now have no tiles in the rightmost space. Then remove all tiles from any pattern lines that now have no tiles in the rightmost space. Once that's done, any remaining tiles on the pattern line stay on your player board for the next round. When scoring tiles, if there are no tiles directly adjacent vertically or horizontally to the newly placed tile, you'll gain 1 point. If there are any adjacent tiles, however, you want to check if there are 1 or more tiles horizontally linked to the newly placed tile. If so, count all of these linked tiles, including the one you've just placed, and gain that many points. Then you're going to check if there are 1 or more tiles vertically linked to the newly placed tile. If so, count all of these linked tiles, including the tile you've just placed, and gain that many points. At the end of the wall tiling phase, you want to check if you have any tiles in your floor line. Each tile in your floor line, you lose the number of points indicated directly above it. Adjust your scoring marker on your score track accordingly, but keep in mind you can never go below 0. Finally, preparing for the next round. Nobody has completed a horizontal line of 5 consecutive tiles on their wall. Prepare the next round. The player with the starting marker refills each of the factory displays with 4 tiles from the bag, as originally in the setup. The game ends right after the wall tiling phase, in which at least one player has completed at least 1 horizontal line of 5 consecutive tiles on their wall. The player with the most points on their score track wins the game. So now we're ready to give our review for the game Azul. What'd you think?
This is so gorgeous. Oh my god. This game is so beautiful. Like, I could take it with my worst phone ever, like a Motorola, whatever, and this game would just still look so good. It's so beautiful. Oh
it kind of looked like little candy, like starbursts. So I was like, ooh, like I just wanted to like eat it. But it, by me saying that, it means it was enticing, and
yes.
it's beautiful. So,
yes.
But besides the beauty of the game, it actually has good gameplay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just mean it's like, it's not that I want to judge a book by its cover, but I mean, you look at it and it's like, what's this? It's so eye-grabbing when you see it being played or you see it on the shelf. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. There's a whole box of wonderfulness in it.
Well, a lot of the art, I looked at it, I'm like, so for those who don't know, I'm actually part Portuguese. So first thing I looked at, I'm like, even just the bag, the coloring of the blue and the white, I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. Like, remember this from my childhood. So it brought that back to me. And then I was reading about the history of the book and I'm like, oh yeah, so makes sense. With the whole tiles and some of the patterns. And what I liked about this game, so I don't know for colorblind, I didn't have a chance to play with someone who was colorblind, but I know it was great that they put patterns on some of the tiles, so that at least lets you know that this tile, you know, can, when you're placing them in your wall, you match it based on the pattern. I think there were two that didn't have patterns, the blue
and the red. Yeah.
But I don't know how that would work for people who are colorblind, if they can know by shade, like by the tone of it, to see if that... So. Yeah. So I thought that was, if it works out well, like, I think that's great. So it's a great way to have color, but then still have differentiation for people who are unable to see the differences in color.
Exactly. But the game itself, oh, it's so good too. It's so thinky, but in a great, satisfying way, because it works like an abstract game, but it's more than that.
So no, it's true. Like, and I like the fact that you can. It could be a little mean though.
It could be very mean. We were very mean at some parts.
Now, I think I actually preferred it. It plays well at all player counts, but I think I preferred it at 2. Yeah. At 2, it was really cutthroat. Wow, yes. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I like the 2-player cutthroat game.
I know, right? I don't know. It just had more of that tension.
Yes.
But I also played with someone who was really good at those puzzly type games. So they just kicked my butt. But but I still had a lot of fun, you know, doing it. So I could see he's like, yeah, I'm going to leave you these colors. What do you mean? Oh, because you have to take all of that color. And it's like, great, I'm getting some negative points at the end of this round.
I love that part of it, where anything you have extra of, it just gets filled. And those are just negative points for me. Like, I love that. And I love how sometimes you're just left with all these colors. You have nowhere to put it. It's like, this is for you. I'm going to take this one.
Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, tiles. And then they have the other side of the board, which I didn't play as often because I'm like, oh, I like the other side. But it's funny because people thought the other side was going to be simpler. I don't necessarily think it is, because there's no colors on your wall. You do have certain placement restrictions, but I don't know. People thought that side was easier. I'm like, I don't know.
I think just because it gives you less restrictions, but when I'm already thinking, I kind of want to just be like, okay, I have to put it here. How do I put it here? Instead of like, I'm just going to do whatever and then just kind of screw myself over later. Like, it's which is a very real possibility, where I'm just going to not really think about it and consider it. So I'd rather have like the template there for me.
Right. I agree 100% with you. So, I agree. So if that's easier, well, so be it. I'm too busy thinking about how I'm going to, you know, screw my competitors. Yeah. That's enough for the time being. And I know, too, because this is releasing at Essen, if I'm not mistaken, they also have Joker tiles.
Yes.
I saw somebody talking about it. I'm like, I want those. They have, so I'm assuming Joker tiles, meaning they can take on anything, and they're really pretty. They're clear with a really cool pattern on them. So I'm hoping I can snag some of those at Essen.
Well, to be honest, I think I like the game better without the Joker tiles, because I like how I guess how close the game is without something kind of alleviating that tension. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. But I'd be curious to see how they play within the game, right? They may have restrictions, like, I'm not sure. So maybe you can only have one per row or something. I don't know. So it'd be one of those things I need to see when we get it, or maybe they don't count for points.
That's true too. I mean, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, they may take on, you know, a certain color pattern, but then when you're doing your scoring, they may not count for points during scoring. So who knows how they're using it. So I'd be very curious to see how that plays out. So if you all haven't guessed it already, I really, really liked this game. I like the elements where you can kind of control what somebody else takes, you know, causing them to take the negative points, which is a little cutthroat. But I don't know, you're still having fun making this beautiful wall and stuff. This
is just so good. Like 2 to 4 players, like I do prefer it at 2 actually, personally, because I like I like being able to be like, you're gonna take that next turn, and then with 4 you don't have quite so much control over it, because like there are times when things have completely backfired on me. It's like, no one's gonna do this, and someone does, and it's like, oh, that ruined what I wanted.
And we need to not sit beside each other playing this game, because it's like every time I wanted to move, you literally took the one I needed. I'm like, hey, I'm done. Are there any games similar to this?
Oh gosh. I feel like there are games that are similar to it, but not quite. Like, this is like my thinking phase.
Like, yeah.
I'm sure there is, because some of it felt very familiar to me, but not combined with all of the elements it had together.
Right.
Like we've said it before, it's basically an abstract, but one where you're also kind of managing like position and whatnot. But I don't know. Did you have one in mind? I can't think of one.
No, I don't, and I hear what you mean. Like, it feels like it pulls from different types of like abstract games, because I mean, in the beginning you have the set amount of tiles that you place, right? You have to take one color. You can't take all the colors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then you're placing them, on your side, and then you're pushing them across and scoring as you move them, which was a mistake actually we made in the first time we played it. We were just moving them and scoring them after.
Oh, yes.
But scoring them as you move them is huge and makes a difference, because you can score both tiles that it's adjacent to, so that makes a huge difference. And then dropping them to the wall and then getting the negative points. I feel like these are things that are coming from other games. Maybe some bits are new. I can't pinpoint one right now.
Me neither.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm at a loss, but it's familiar. But different, which to me is a good thing, because I'm not going, oh, here we go, it's regurgitated again on different, same theme, same gameplay. So
definitely,
yeah. Anyway, I love it. I really think people should at least try it.
Yeah.
I think Essen is the release, so if you're at Essen, I would grab a copy. Apparently, they're already. I heard they're not doing pre-orders, but anyway,
they are on their website. I'm pretty sure.
Are they? Okay, so that I think has changed since the time I've received it. So
yeah,
love it. I think you all should try it. Great abstract game.
Yeah, I love it too. I mean, it's new yet feeling familiar, so it's not like, it's a variant on anything else that you've had. So like it's just good. It's so good.
There you go. So that's our review for Azul, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.